Pius Marvin, MLA, to call attention of the Chief Minister in charge for us under Rule 54(1) of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in Nong Sain Hima dated 22nd January 2024 under the caption Sdang, kthong, hati, khlaw, siat, briew, nongrep, siat, no. Sri Pius Marvin, MLA, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me to call the attention of the Chief Minister in charge Forest and Environment under the Rule 54, Clause 1 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to the news item published in Nong Sain Hima dated 22nd January 2024 under the caption Sdang, kthong, hati, khlaw, siat, briew, nongrep, siat, no.
Yes, please. You may continue.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in the recent years, there has been an alarming increase in the number of elephants inflicting damages to property and endangering the safety of the local population there. This rampage have had a catastrophic impact on my constituency, instilling fear and uncertainty among inhabitants while inflicting enormous economic and social upheavals. Mr. Speaker, sir, to this effect, on 20th January 2024, the two villages of Nongna and Potkro called for an emergency public meeting where the farmers of Nong Ijingai, Dirang, Molongba, Khatramai, and other adjoining areas, along with the Ranikor Area Farmers Association, addresses the impact of this rampage and have come to the decision that if the government failed to come out with a permanent solution to this issue, they will have a compelled to shoot these elephants that encourages and destroy their agricultural produce. Sir, there are many instances where these farmers were chased by the elephants on their way to their fields and on their way, especially during the night, and standard for hours waiting for these elephants to pass by from one village to another. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a local representative who is concerned with the well-being of my constituents, I have personally visited these areas, wrote to the concerned departments recently to address the impending issue regarding the hardships that these peoples are facing, which affects their livelihood, like providing financial incentive to those farmers who live their livelihood overnight from an elephant raids so as to enable them to sustain their fragile incomes to help rebuild their homes and agricultural products. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, to conclude, in calling attention to this pressing issue of elephant rampage and human-elephants conflicts, I would therefore like to urge the government to come out with a measure to lessen the impacts of elephant rampage, including development of effective strategies for managing human-elephants conflict, as these wonderful creatures, which are increasingly coming into conflicts with human settlements due to declines of their natural habitats, are forced to seek for food and waters in those villages they came across. Therefore, sir, I once again stress the need for urgent implementation of better fencing establishment and wildlife corridors and developments of community-based conservation initiative to create awareness among the local populace to ensure that they understand the coexistence between the man and animals that can minimize conflicts and maximize safety. On this above grounds, I henceforth request the government under Honorable Chief Minister in this August House to take this issue seriously beforehand at all costs to prevent repeatedly occurrences which can hamper economic and social development in my constituency. With this few words, Mr. Deputy Sir, I resume my seat.
Thank you. May I request Honorable Chief Minister to reply, please?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to thank the Honourable Member from Ranikor constituency for having brought up this call attention motion. Sir, what has been mentioned by the Honourable Member is absolutely correct, that the instances of man-animal conflict have gone up in the recent past, and this of course has been driven by the need of economic livelihood for the people, and at the same time the area which was normally the passage for the elephants being occupied by different inhabitants and also being used for different economic activities. And sir, realizing this complicated situation, a large number of steps have been taken in the short term. For example, creation of village defense squads. Even in a situation where precious lives are lost, we have decided to increase the ex gratia from 5 lakhs now to 10 lakh rupees. And different kind of support wherever possible the state government is giving to areas and people and families that are affected due to man-animal conflict. So, as I was saying, sir, in the short term, we are having certain steps like having creation of village defense squads, as well as ensuring that the ex gratia is paid and complete support is given from the district administration in whatever way possible to overcome the different situations. But at the same time, sir, we are also looking at creating more awareness among the people. As you are aware, sir, that this is a very, very simple but yet a complicated situation where the conflict between the path of the elephants, which has been their route that they have followed for years and decades and centuries maybe, and obviously the need of humans in terms of the expansion of economic activity and planting areas or cultivating areas or even habitations coming up. And hence this balance is very important to be maintained. Hence, while we are looking at that larger challenge, sir, we are doing many things in the short term. We are trying to create as much awareness as possible among the citizens, especially of the affected areas. We're trying to put up things like signboards so that people are much more aware that this is an elephant crossing zone. We're also trying to conduct awareness programs, as I mentioned, so that there's a better understanding between the villagers about the different behaviors of elephants, so that we know how to handle it in the first instance. As was being mentioned by the Honorable Member, that the people are, are quite concerned, and they are even at a point where they are trying to explore options of using lethal methods and aggressive methods like firing and shooting them, which of course would not be the right approach to this problem. So hence we have to deal with it in a much more broader manner, and understanding has to be there of the psychology and the behavior of the elephants. And accordingly, sir, training is being given to them. We are taking support from experts also, so that we are able to address these concerns and handle it in the most scientific way possible. And even now, sir, to ensure that the current problem is resolved, we are using some methods of anti-depredation materials or firecrackers and torches wherever is required. And we're also finding ways in which we are able to kind of divert the elephants in that zone right now to other zones, so that where human habitation is not there. So these activities are taking place. But sir, and as I said, government support is always there. We have increased the ex gratia from 5 lakhs now to 10 lakhs. Of course, monetary value to a human life is cannot be made, but this is a gesture from our side to show the concerns, and therefore we have increased the amount, as I said, to 10 lakhs. And apart from that, we're giving all different kinds of financial support and logistical support wherever possible to the affected villages and the affected families. But sir, to conclude, that ultimately, no matter how many steps we take in the short term and in the medium term, so in the long term, we need to realize that we need to coexist. Animals and man needs to coexist. We need to understand that all the different crossing zones of the elephants that are there, we need to respect that at the end of the day. And maybe we will work. We are in fact doing a very large survey. I don't want to share too much right now, Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, because it's still in the very nascent stage. But I can give a small idea about how we are planning to proceed. I had a recent meeting of the Wildlife Board, which I chair, and we have discussed about doing a very, very massive survey of not just elephants, but of all different animals and birds, using scientific technology available to actually get a full survey and data on the different kind of species that are there in the state and the numbers that are there. This will be done on a more regular basis, and the purpose of this is really to ensure that we are able to track where the animals are, and also to see how human activity and different economic activities and even climate change, how these are impacting the movement of animals and the population of animals in different parts, and birds and other species in different parts of the state. So elephant is definitely one of the largest, in fact, population that we have in this corridor. The last numbers that we had surveyed was close to 1,800 elephants in this corridor, which is, of course, goes from Bangladesh, Meghalaya into Assam, and therefore there are 3 different administrations that are actually involved in this. And obviously we need to really coordinate with everybody and make this possible. But we do have an intention to figure out how we could actually balance out, which I always say, between the economic livelihood of the people, which is very important, but at the same time respect the space that is required for these elephants and also for other animals and other birds and other species also, so that we can ultimately in the long term peacefully coexist. So we are on the job to plan this. It's a long drawn exercise. We may take time to get concrete results, but we have started processing it and moving in that direction. But in the meantime, so 2-3 things I would like to urge through all to all the members who are affected by this, that number one, aggression and using any kind of force is not always the best way to resolve these kind of current situations. Whenever these kind of animals are there, or if you see any herd of elephants, we need to inform the administration and the wildlife officials immediately, so that we are able to take necessary action and provide, more importantly, the safety to the people of that particular area and the protocols that need to be followed. And hence, I urge that while we are working on long-term solutions, in the short term, the government is aware of these problems. This has been a big issue, and it is getting more complicated because the space is getting smaller for everybody, and hence we need to deal with this. And as I said, we have taken some steps in the short run, and we will try to ensure that the difficulties that are faced by the different citizens is minimized in these particular issues. So with these few clarifications, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you, sir.